August 1986, a quiet bank in Sabogida Ora. Suddenly, masked gunmen stormed in, bullets flying. The manager is executed on the spot. The robbers don't just take the money, they leave a letter addressed to the bank manager, signed the law. By December, the entire Bendel state is on its knees. Police are dying in the streets, markets are being shut with stolen cash from like Father Christmas, and one man, a former taxi driver, is laughing at the Nigerian government. His name, Lawrence Anini. They called him the law Ovbigbo. And for 4 blood-soaked months, he made an entire nation ask one question: how do you stop a man who seems untouchable? Stick around, because this is not just a robbery story. This is a story of betrayal, corruption, Robin Hood legends, and one of the most insane manhunts in Nigerian history. If you love true crime that feels like a Nollywood movie, hit the like button right now and let's dive in. Lawrence Anini was not born a criminal. He was born in 1960 in a small village called Ovbigbo, near Benin City. It wasn't rich, it wasn't powerful, and nothing about his childhood suggested it would become a national nightmare. All he wanted was to be a driver, and he achieved it by the early 1980s. Young Anini was driving taxi in Benin City, but something about him stood out. Even at a young age, people listened to him. At the motor park, his voice carried authority. When fights broke out, he said to them. When chaos erupted, he controlled it. That's when people started calling him something dangerous, the law. But power, even in small amounts, can change a man. Driving gave Anini something more than income. It gave him knowledge. He knew the roads, the shortcuts, the escape routes, and slowly he crossed the line. He became a getaway driver for criminals, but he didn't stay a helper for long. He learned fast, watched carefully, and soon he built his own gang. A deadly team of men, including his right-hand man, Monday Osunbor. Together, they specialized in armed robbery, car hijacking, bank raids. But here's what made Anini different. It wasn't just violent, it was strategic. He had connection, even inside the police. By 1986, Nigeria, especially Bendel State, was no longer safe. Anini had become unstoppable. He didn't hide in the shadow. He operated in the open, daylight robberies, public shooting, fearless attacks. He even attacked police convoys. Imagine that, a criminal challenging the police directly and winning. People started saying something chilling. Out of the Nigerian 19 states, 3 belonged to Anini: Ondo, Anambra, Bendel. Fear had spread like wildfire. Markets became quiet, road became empty, and every knock on the door felt like death. But then Anini did something unexpected. After robbing a bank, he drove into a market and threw money into the crowd. People scrambled, shouted, grabbed what they could. To some, he became a hero, a Nigerian Robin Hood, a man who robbed the rich and shared with the poor. But don't be mistaken, this was not kindness, this was control. Because when people benefit from your crime, they protect you. Let me know in the comment section, if you were living at that time, what would you have done? Then came the moment that made him legendary. Anini started writing letters to bank, to victims, to authorities. I am coming. Imagine receiving that message and knowing there was nothing you could do. And the worst part, he always showed up on time, exactly as promised. The police, they were helpless. Corruption ran deep. Some officers were working for him, others were too afraid to act. Even the head of state asked one question: where is Anini? And nobody had an answer. But no empire lasts forever. In December 1986, the hunt intensified. A special police team tracked him down, and then it happened at a house in Benin City. They knocked on the door. Anini himself opened it, calm, unbothered. Where is Anini? They asked. He smiled. Oh, Anini is under the bed. He tried to walk away, but this time his luck ran out. A gunshot rang out. They shot his leg again and again until he couldn't run. And in that moment, the untouchable man became just another criminal. My brother, I won't lie, Anini. He was taken in, injured, broken. His leg was amputated. The man who once controlled the street could no longer stand. The media exploded. Headlines everywhere. Anini captured. But not everyone celebrated. Some questioned the police brutality. Others wondered, how one man could bring a nation to its knees. But the story was far from over, because Anini was not alone, and somewhere in the shadows of Benin City, his remaining men were still out there, armed, desperate, and dangerous. The police knew one thing: capturing Lawrence Anini was only half the battle, because men like Osunbor don't surrender, they retaliate. Raids began, safe houses were stormed, informants started talking, some out of fear, others for money, and one by one the empire began to crumble. One gang member tracked to a hideout on the outskirts of the city. The police surrounding the building silenced, then gunfire exploded, bullets tearing through walls, civilians screaming, officers diving for cover. This wasn't an arrest, this was war. When the shooting stopped, bodies hit the ground. Some of Anini's men chose to fight to death because they knew there was no escape. Others, they ran, but Bendel State has become a trap. Checking points everywhere, roadblocks, random searches. The streets they once controlled were now hunting them, and they came betrayal. A close associate, someone who had eaten with them, driven with them, eating them, gave them hope. Locations, name, plans, everything. Because in the end, loyalty disappeared. When survivor is on the line, one by one they were captured, dragged out of hiding, some injured, some broken. And for those who resisted, the police showed no mercy. More gunshots, more bodies, more headlines. The Untouchable gang was gone. Now, with the entire network dismantled, the government moved fast, too fast, some would say. Trials were swift, public, and unforgiving. The nation wasn't asking for explanation anymore, it wanted closure. And so, the sentence came. Death, not just for Anini, but for the remaining key members of his gang. A message clear and loud: no one is above the law. March 29, 1987, the air was heavy, tense, electric. Thousands gathered, not out of sympathy, not out of protest, but curiosity. They wanted to see it, the end of fear. Lawrence Anini was brought out, weak, changed, a shadow of the man who once terrorized a nation. Besides him, other condemned members of his gang, silent, some praying, others staring into nothing. Final words were offered. Some spoke, some couldn't. Then they were tired, blindfolded. A command was given, rifles raised, and in a single moment, gunshots shattered the air. Just like that, the law was gone. So tell me in the comment section, do you think Anini was purely evil, or was he shaped by the society around him? And if you want more powerful African stories like this, subscribe, because the next story might even be darker.